Hello, today I am going to show you my Everest defense, and what you actually see now is another version of my original return trap with two dancers. In fact, I really enjoy using all mythics whenever possible, and I find this idea very challenging. And now Duma is a bonus unit. This gives me even more reason to use him. Now the question was, can I effectively use return trap with only one dancer? And this team is my answer to that question. And I would say so far it works well and I'm satisfied with the outcome. So, Sara, 7 slot, duo peony with aerobatics. She moves here, and Sara will target Rolf by moving onto the defensive tile, launching Rolf. So Rolf will have a wide area for potential targets. I use Rolf because you know he's very difficult to kill. And he gets 45 cavalry plus 6 death res. And I make sure everyone except for Duma and Sara have same HP. 54, 54 at start of turn. So you cannot isolate these units and you cannot panic or debuff. Only one you can isolate eventually is Duma, but it's worthless. This guy has armored boots, he moves 2 space and turn, removing his isolation. And that is important because I have Seros with pivot, which means she gets 4 movements. 1, 2, pivot, and she ends up here. And this is very important because, as you can see, just launching one unit is not exceedingly oppressive as a turn 1. What is oppressive is a scenario happening turn 2. Imagine Duma is here, Seros here, Peony here, Sara here, Benedetta somewhere here, same with Leaf. So turn 2 you have to make very good cleanup because my units, they are chasing you and they are moving really fast. So now about the cavalries. When I first started, none of these have any assist, but I find some people turn 2, they try to snipe Rolf when he survives. So having drawback, targeting Rolf is good to make it more difficult for them to snipe my Rolf. Also, when I first started, I wasn't sure about this structure. I used healing tower, but I find it was kind of useless, and some people would eventually use range units to snipe some of my cavalry units, and having the tactics room probably helps more than the healing tower. And also when I first started, I have a building here, but I think it's a mistake. I should probably let this column open, because if they don't destroy that structure, now Seros and Duma, they are stuck. They cannot chase the enemy and they cannot snipe. And this is what I want them to do. The dragons are here, and now I have my calves in this area covering for everyone. Also Sara is covering for the calves because she stands right here. So let me show you now the result. I only got 2 failures, but those are sacrificed, so it's still pretty good as a start. So the first match is the very expensive team, plus 10, plus 7, plus 6, and plus 10 Flora, far save, distant defense, plus 10 actor with near save. I don't know why near save on Brave Actor, but But that's it. So as you can guess, Rolf gets launched and attacks Altina. Of course there is a bad positioning here because Farsave is not protecting Altina. But this is what you see. A scenario happening during turn 2. And it's becoming really dangerous. So now there is another turn. And look at this. Duma is actually scary. I played with him using Attack Def Unity for a while, and I can tell you this is disgusting. This guy is really strong with Attack Def Unity. If you have this fodder for Duma, it's a good candidate. Trust me. Look. That's strong. This is actually strong. Also, when I think about this, speed is good on armor units, especially with weapons negating follow-up and with bolt fighter, because if you can outspeed Brave Actor, for example, Brave Actor cannot cancel your bolt fighter. And he cannot make a follow-up because of Fair Breath. So actually, Sara giving him +6 speed is good with a Kia staff. Eventually, if that happens. Or with Gentle Dream or other buffs. So if you have a Duma, I would strongly suggest, if you don't have many usage of armor dragon flowers, give him max flowers +10 because speed is important and I need some merge to fix the minus speed. Especially during his bonus season, he can reach good speed, especially against Brave Edelgard, for example, or Brave Actor. With enough speed, they can't make a follow-up, and this guy will make his follow-up. So usually, Leon doesn't kill Rolf, but the problem is that usually I have infantry skull also, and there is no infantry skull hitting Leon, so that's also one of the reasons. So yes, like I said, turn 2 is oppressive. So unless you have multiple ranged units, very strong, and you can one-shot easily my units, especially with the dragons, using Divine Fang of Naga, you can probably make it. But you have to use a very specific team, something that is very offensive. and another Leon. So this was a mistake. So what happened is that I'm not sure why, but it seems that Leaf has more visible stats than Rolf, which is kind of a bad thing because Rolf should have 2 or 3 or 4 points more than Leaf. So he should be the target always. And this time he's not the target. It's Leaf who is the target. And it's probably because of that. Leaf was the only one affected by debuffs. -6 debuffs from the Chill Atk. I don't... Yeah, that's for the Fair Candelabra hitting Leaf. And that's why he got the debuffs, and Sara targets Leaf instead of Rolf, because being the only one unit with debuffs means that Kia's staff will give +6 attack speed to Leaf. So Leaf has more visible stats than Rolf because of a +6 attack speed. And this one is Winter Altina. Could have been plus attack. And Brave Lucina drive attack. So this one I'm not sure why, but when as you can see, I changed the setup. And using the skill list, I think. A skill set. And I forgot to double check, and this guy has the refined weapon. So this was a mistake because now he gets 56 HP instead of 54 HP. And Rolf barely survived this Altina. So yeah, this is the kind of scenario that happens. So it looks like this team is kind of a hit and run strategy, especially with Camilla. And so now I have removed, of course, the refine of Spendthrift Bow. So everyone gets the same HP. Oh, and if you don't know why, sometimes Zeros move to the left using pivot on Peony instead of Duma, it's because she's chasing for a specific unit. Sometimes they place Regin here. They place, I forgot the name, no, but not Triandra, but I forgot the name of a dancer, Plumeria. Plumeria left side, so probably because of that, Seros is moving to the left, chasing Plumeria. So she's using a pivot on Duopioni, which is obviously not the ideal outcome. This is not the outcome that I want to see, but this is something that I have no idea. I mean, I have no solution about this because they make the decision to place Plumeria on the left side, and there's nothing I can do about this. But still it works well, so I'm not complaining too much. It's funny because both seasons I see a lot of these Fallen Leon, especially in Astra, at least against my teams I see a lot of these Fallen Leon, very often. And so this guy has Glimmer or Moonbow or something. This is why he killed Rolf. So okay, now Rolf is dead and you have to make a good cleanup. So some people say that, yeah, Seros will not age well, but I think she will. Dragon Woe. It's strong. Damage reduction is strong, and I think unless damage reduction negation is becoming very, very common, I think this is a unit likely to age well. So the reason why Lin didn't kill Duma here after she killed Seros is because of attack def unity. After she applies the dagger debuff, this guy gets -7 defense, which translates into plus, you know, this is why she cannot kill Duma. So attack def unity is very, very strong. Because you see some people very often they use attack smoke, they use daggers such as Air in Light Season, which is a good unit. They use Duolin because of course now everyone has access to Duolin, and some people would use sometimes Layla, and Layla is very strong also. So attack def unity is super strong for defense. So as you can see, Seros chasing Plumeria. This is why she moves closer to Plumeria. But this is a factor which is obviously not in my control. So yes, as you can see, Duma is strong. It's actually the boat tower killing me, but otherwise they will spend a bad moment with Duma if it weren't for the bolt tower. So this Delbox guy, I remember him. He destroyed my first defense with Return Trap when I didn't have Seros, and none of these units I had with same HP, and it was a first test, kind of a sloppy team. And what he did here is actually good and makes me realize something that I overlooked. The shove. I didn't know this skill existed. I mean, I just forgot because for me it's just smite and shove doesn't exist. And now with shove you can obviously avoid the bolt trap and you're in position to snipe the healer. And now of course my entire strategy falls apart because you have sudden panic on Fjorm, and the fortified cavalry will become obviously next turn debuffs, panic. So you have Broadleaf Fan against Rolf, and this is why Rolf dies to Gunfra. So yeah, it started really well, but this is why after this replay I move this trap over here to protect my Sara, just in case someone else use this kind of strategy. I completely overlooked that. And this reminds me of a little trick that I liked to do. I used to use, when I played with a cav line before I got the odd recovery, I would have Summer Lilina here, backline, and Aerobatics Yun, frontline. And the typical scenario is something like this happens. With Aerobatics, Peony becomes kind of a hidden range cavalry. She can move free space thanks to Aerobatics. Because with an assist, she moves after Leaf. Leaf has no assist here. And this is another Fjorm with a lot of this panic stuff. So here you can see she's chasing Plumeria. And I didn't have any assist on Leaf, which is now a bad thing because now Regin can snipe Leaf for free and Rolf is dead. So watching this replay, of course, makes me realize I have to use a drawback on one of these cavalry units to protect Rolf. And this makes me sad because the absence of attack speed bond means that she cannot really double Regin. I'm not even sure she can double Regin, but well, I need the HP for my system to work. So it's kind of okay if she cannot make a follow-up sometimes. Fast save, of course. I think there's definitely something missing with this. Something is wrong with the build. I don't know why, but and so the last one, I think I've seen this player already in the past. So this is why I think drawback is good, because that's a perfect scenario. They cannot easily snipe Rolf now. $42 damage is actually a lot.